wouldn't think about starting your day without brushing your teeth or washing your face. They are habits born from a lifetime of practice. So the first step in creating the artsy lifestyle is making art a habit. And what better way than using your schedule with an injection of art to create a calendar? So this is my bullet journal. I love bullet journaling, and in it you can see I have these 30 squares. There's 30 days in a month, and every single day I just do a little doodle. It's so easy to do. So the first step is just to draw a grid. So, I have to show you this. I love this. So this is a pouch that actually attaches to the front of my journal, so I always have both of them together. But I'm just gonna go ahead and let's open that up and let's go looking. So I always carry all of my pens with me, and I even have a little ruler in here, lots of stuff, tape, all the things you need. Now, I'm using a dot grid paper because my bullet journal also has a dot grid in it. And all I do, and I like this little tip too, which is there are different colors of pens, and I don't always know, even though they have, you can see the different colors at the bottom, right? This is black and this is blue. I actually also put a piece of washi tape right on the side so that all of them, I can just see at a glance what color it is without having to look even at that bottom or anything like that. So I like to draw my grid in black because it's a color that just kind of disappears for people. Now you're gonna do this obviously according to whatever dot grid paper you have, but all I'm doing is drawing a grid out, and I don't need to draw the whole grid for you to see that basically it'll look like this with 30 boxes. Mine happen to be 9 across and 8 up of these little dots. Now the next step is to create each of these drawings. Now these drawings may look complicated, but here's the thing to remember. You're basically taking 10 minutes out of your day to do a little doodle, and you will get better and better. The other thing I want you to notice about these is that everything here has a nature theme. I wanted to be able to come up with an idea every single day, so I decided to theme it with nature. And I thought I'd show you how easy these are to do. So the first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna try this first one here, the clouds. So all that is sort of a squiggly outline. This is not like a photorealistic cloud. This is my imaginary idea of a cloud. The other thing is I'm going outside the bounds of the box, because imagine that the cloud is floating outside instead of having it just contained in the middle. But I wanted it to be a rainy day, so I'm drawing these giant raindrops. Now obviously a cloud and raindrops, these are not sized the way it's supposed to be, but that's part of your imagination. So far I think you can see that there's nothing here that's super hard to do. You don't have to be an incredible drawer to be able to do some simple teardrop shapes, right? And some easy little clouds. But this is where it gets more fun, because you can do so much just with a pen. You don't need paint, you don't need, exciting things, stencils, all that stuff. You can just use a pen. So the simple line, and these lines do not have to be even, they do not have to be perfect, they do not have to be anything. They are just lines, and then change direction. And I find it easier if I just move the direction of my paper and not just always my hand. So I'll continue to flip my book around or whatever else and just go ahead and make those lines go all kinds of different directions so that the cloud eventually gets filled. I also, I like color, I'm not gonna lie. So I'm gonna take a blue because I decided that rain is blue. And I'm gonna go ahead and put some stripes in. And one of the things that you can play with here that I think is so fun is whether the direction of the stripes makes a difference. So these ones were horizontal. What if we do some vertical ones? Does it feel more like the rain is dripping if I do them vertically? Because you can think of these pieces either as finished art or as something that you're doing as a study or a test of what's gonna happen. The next one that I wanna show you how to do is the tree. So I'm gonna go back to black, and the tree is this one right here, you can see it. And what we're gonna do is take kind of a cloud shape, right? Which is basically just a big squiggly thing. You can see so far my incredible drawing skills are there. And then we're gonna add in the trunk. So what is a tree trunk but something that's totally uneven? So even if you quote unquote sort of mess it up, it doesn't matter. everything in nature is a little bit wonky. It's why it's so beautiful. So I'm just gonna go ahead and add in all my wonky. That's not even where I wanted it to be, and you know what? It doesn't matter. So there's my trunk. Now to decorate my trunk, I thought I'd do a different shape instead of lines. So I'm gonna do some small triangles and color them in. You could do circles or ovals or dots. I use my clothes for inspiration all the time because the things that you like to wear, those are often the patterns that you like to draw as well. And even if they look complicated, just remember, just like how we're doing, if you break it down into simple steps, everything becomes easier. And I feel like these triangles kind of remind me of like a pineapple or a barky kind of texture. Now for this one, instead of doing anything in the top of the tree, what if you do the background? So I'm going back to my very favorite stripes, which is actually an art technique from way back because there's so much. If you look up cross hatching, that's essentially we're doing a very simplified version of that, which is basically just creating shading with little bits of lines. So if you look back at the finished tree, you can see that by essentially coloring in the background with those little lines, what we're doing is making the leaf part stand out. So the next one I want to show you is, again, a little bit more complicated. So I'm actually going to bring this in so that you can see a little bit easier because I have it halfway done. So this one with the blue background and this one with the leaves. So the way that it started, the step before this, is that you're going to draw some curlicues. And the curlicues just wrap around, you're not stressing about them. They have leaves coming out of them. Does it matter where they are? Not at all. You are just playing and having fun. And really, each of these drawings, when I work on it, just takes me a matter of minutes each day. I've been known to do it on the airplane. I've been known to do it waiting in my car. I've been known to do it all sorts of places. And because it's in my calendar and I take my calendar with me everywhere, then I know that I always have it with me and I can work on it in a few spare moments. And it's a great reference thing too. So once you have all those swirls done, you just do the veins on the leaf. It's a simple stripe. And then you're gonna dash through like so. You would fill that whole thing up, and then just like with the tree, we're gonna do a background, but in color, and one other difference. We're gonna make the lines end a little bit short. So I continue them through as if they were there first, and then I kind of create a jagged edge where they don't all end in the same place, and it really looks fantastic because it looks like there's a curtain of some kind coming down behind. Now, what if your lines don't match up completely? Who cares, you guys? It's doodling. I want to give you one last tip before I go, and it's about this flower right here. Echoing or tracing the shape that's already there is a great way to make something more complicated. But by adding all the cross hatching, which you can see here, we really clear up what the design is. It's a super easy way, and if you want to color really quickly, you just grab a slightly fatter marker and go in and color some of those big spaces. Super fun, super easy, and a great way to get some daily art into your life.